Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Soul Work. I'm your host, Jeni Cousins, and thank you, everyone, for tuning in again. And we are live here at Shaw TV, and I will be indeed opening up the phone lines after our commercial break. So for those of you who would like to call in and ask myself and my guests some questions, certainly feel free to do so. And that number is 403-539-6710. But you have to wait until after the commercial break, which I will announce. And on tonight's show, as I always have a guest booked on, I want to welcome my guest, Terry Smiley. Thank you, Terry, for being a part of the show tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. And as the viewers can see right behind Terry, he is an artist. And Terry has brought in a couple pieces of his art, and he has a lot of different pieces of art that he does. But I wanted him to bring in something that he wanted to. And as you all can see again, it's very, very good.
Thank you.
So if you can give us a little bit of insight actually into what got you drawn into getting your art started.
Well, what happened was I knew how to draw, but I didn't know how to paint. So I actually enrolled myself in a class here in Calgary, and it was a man named Dan Laba, is a great art teacher, and he's the one who taught me how to paint. So I have to thank him for that.
What got you really going with your art? Because you had an experience,
Yes.
like a life and death experience that really shook you up. So what really profoundly hit you?
Yeah, what happened was I was told that I had lung cancer. And my doctor, Dr. Botha, said to me, Terry, if there's anything that you want to do, now's the time to do it. And I thought about it, and that was one of the first things that came to my mind, that if anything was going to happen to me, I wanted to focus on something that I loved, which was the art. Mm-hmm. So that's exactly what I did. I found it. I didn't even have any money. Mm-hmm. I had to use my credit card. And I was nervous that I'd be able to pay it back. So that's how down and out I was when I got the news.
I bet.
Yeah.
But that's sometimes it happens though. A life situation can really, as it did with you.
Yeah, I couldn't. I couldn't borrow the money. I couldn't pay the money back. I was, but I knew, and I would talk to my family members too, and they were like, "You've got to do this. You've got to try. You've got to do this." And I was like, "Okay. Do you have a credit card?" And it was like, that's the way I got started, was on a credit card.
What was your first painting that you did? Do you remember?
Yes, first painting I did was, it was a picture that I was drawn to. It was from National Geographic, and it was a woman in a rice field, pregnant, due any day, working in a rice field. Mm. And for some reason, just the idea that she probably would give birth and go to work the next day, and just how powerful that was. That was my very first painting that I ever did.
Wow, and that's interesting because birth represents rebirth.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so in a way you were drawn to your rebirth.
Perhaps.
You know, and
perhaps.
As the viewers can see, you're still alive.
Yes.
And what year was that you had
2004, so that was 12 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
So your passion got brought out.
Yeah.
So tell us about these two paintings that you brought in. Why did you choose these two specifically?
I like action, and if I can't find the action, I try and get the action from drama, and the drama I get is from dark and light, and that's so I create movement, or I find movement in ordinary things like perhaps dust or a guy wrestling a bull, or 4 horses going as fast as they possibly can. And I just love the idea of capturing that moment. And that's what I'm drawn to when I'm going through. And I just look at tons and tons of pictures until I throw different ones together in order to come up with, to compose a painting.
Because you're saying earlier that, you know, something to do with the photos, you might look at a lot of photos and
Oh yeah.
just decipher?
Yeah, I'll take days, so I'll take hundreds and hundreds. I'll just look at them on the internet, magazines, anything I'm drawn to, and I'll put them in piles, and each pile will represent maybes and very, very positive. So the piles get smaller and smaller, and then sometimes what happens is I'll say, I want to do that, but I'm not in the mood to do that now. But I'm going to do a whole series. Like, I would like to do a series on black and whites next. So that's something that I definitely want to do. And I've been going that way for quite some time.
Because I love that one, you know, like the body, it's so real. You know, it's like, even I was sitting, you know, way over across from the set when I was looking at it without my glasses on, you know, it just really, you know, it's like there is a window there and I was looking out of the window. And that's coming at you. It's like almost like a 3D.
Good.
Yeah, it's really good, really good. So the one here, do you have names for them at all?
Normally I don't name them.
Okay.
It's
because some people do, some people don't. So
I know. I mean, like I do. If I have them for sale, sometimes I'll make a title for them, but it's not something I'm thinking of when I'm picking the painting or getting anywhere close to the end. It's not on my list of being important. It's just finishing the painting and getting it exactly where I want to take it.
Yeah. So this top one here, it's got a lot of really, it's very detailed actually, you know, and the clouds and such like that. Because I know you were mentioning something about the clouds earlier.
Yeah, I think I think someone had asked me what was the time limit on that, and I said the longest part of that painting was doing clouds because I'd never done clouds before. So it was learning, and then trying to make them look airy or cloudy.
No, it looks really good actually, because I like the purple in it and in the background and everything. It's really interesting.
Yeah, on that one it was, I brought in the background. There was a completely different background. When I brought it in, I wanted him to be racing, and the reason he was racing was he was trying to beat the rain. So the title on that one was Trying to Beat the Rain.
Oh, okay, so you did have a title.
On that one, that particular one, Trying to Beat the Rain.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you actually showcase your art as well at a gallery.
Yes.
Which gallery
I'm
are you
showing in
showcasing
High
it?
River, and the art gallery is called Art and Soul.
Oh, Art and Soul.
Art and Soul.
That's nice.
It's a beautiful, beautiful. I think it's a farmhouse, but it's a really old, like it's probably 100-year-old.
Oh wow.
And it's got a beautiful wraparound veranda. It's just gorgeous. And as soon as you go in, that's where all my artwork is.
Really nice energy. I haven't been there, but the energy of it sounds really nice.
Yeah.
Really nice. So what type of paintings do you prefer to paint? Like, do you do more scenery, or do you do? No,
I don't do scenery. Typically I do animals, or, well, people wrestling, you know, it's cowboys, it's anything to do with rodeos right now. So I'll take, and I just love the action, and I love the drama that's involved with wrestling and like these huge animals, or getting on bucky broncos.
So if somebody, you know, wanted to get in touch with you to have a painting done or to talk to you even more, what's the best way for them to do that?
Terry Smiley at shaw.ca.
Or go to the art gallery as well.
Or go to the art gallery, which is located in downtown High River.
Okay. Okay, well, that's awesome. That's awesome. So there you go, everyone. That's a little taste of Terry, and he is staying the full show, of course. And if anybody has a question for Terry, please give us a call, and myself as well. That phone number, Calgary, is 403 539 6710. And we're just going to take a short commercial break, so give us a call, and we'll be able to help you out.